because of the unethical nature of the company I was working for, we were confronting a lot of problems and issues with, cheating people out of commissions and the way they pursued business. So I said, well, I'm doing all these things for the customer except for providing the financing. Might as well go use that education I got and use that as a backbone. So I broke off and started a company named Cross Telecom. And the whole purpose was to build a company based on biblical principles. Now the idea was I didn't know if it was going to be just me doing this or what it could become. It was just how do I foundationally build a company or start a company with the right principle, really exactly the opposite of the company I was working for. We began in '97, and I think at the end of the year we finished at about $2.5 million of revenue. Pretty excited about what we're doing. Things began to evolve. Companies had choices to make investments in resources like engineering and software specialists and programmers and project managers. So when these companies or the manufacturer came out at the time and said, hey, we're looking for these partners to continue to scale their business, are you interested? Of course I said yes. And they said, well, great, if you do this, you got to go hire all these folks and resources to make that happen. Well, of course I said yes, and I went out and hired those folks and resources. I remember sitting with in this vendor fair with 1,700 partners and kind of looking around saying, if this is our competition, right, we can do better than this. So we went from one of 1,700 to top 10 worldwide as a authorized business partner within the Avaya business partner world. I think it took us to about 2005. A few years later, we were number 1 or number 2 worldwide in every category that they sold. The reputation we built throughout the industry was based on the core foundation or principles that we built the company on. Again, you're talking about some pretty dramatic economic impacts to businesses and all those things, but we stayed core to the foundation with the biblical basis of how we ran it. And I think that allowed us to say we've got a foundation that's not going to change based on circumstances. And again, that's what I think God used to direct the company. It's incredible what God could do. So right now I think there's a time to rally, to come behind and see God work. Just let Him do the work, but we have to say, here I am, use me. So everybody's got all the excuses in the world, all the reasons not to. God's got the one reason. It's for His purpose.